Homecoming's always a great week for any school, especially here at Tupelo, and we have it Friday night, 7 o'clock against Madison Central. More important, Coach, we go in this game 7-0, 3-0 in division play, coming off that big win at Starkville. We're perfect at home, perfect on the road, but I know you're looking forward to coming back home. We got 3 of our last 4 games at home.
I think our season sets up just as good as anybody in the state right now. But we got a major test this Friday. You got the defending 6A champs. As Ric Flair said, to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And, we excited to get to do it at our place. I know I've challenged our kids all week. I know they're going to be up for it. And I know, I'm going to challenge our community. I know our community's going to be up for it. I want Madison to see how special of a place this is this Friday night and how packed those stands are going to be and how great this school system is in this city and how much they support our program. And that's one of the best feelings I have about it because I know the atmosphere that's going to be going on, especially with, we had community tailgate 2 weeks ago. And I felt like last year when we played on homecoming, it was even a bigger crowd than community tailgate. So, we'll see. Perfect weather again. We'll see. You got a quality opponent, one of the top programs school-wise. Right. Tupelo and Madison are kind of the norm. One's in the north and one's kind of in the south in the metro, and so they don't like each other for that fact. Right. And they're going to always want to try to one-up each other, and so we get to showcase our skills at our place, and hopefully home field advantage is a major factor in that.
No doubt. We have been well prepared for this game the last 3 weeks. If you go back to Grenada, Oxford, and then, of course, Starkville, great win last week. It came down to the end again, as you had figured it would be. And we had a great crowd at Starkville on our end, too. And talk a little bit about that game and we jumped out, then it kind of went back and forth, and then we, have a great touchdown later, then our defense comes up with another big play.
Right. Number one, kudos to Starkville. Those guys got after us. It was exactly.
You said they were going to be athletic.
I felt like they played harder than us a good portion of the game. I'm good coaching friends with their head coach. I remember him telling me that they had a great week of practice and they felt really good going into the game. Because they had a kind of a back against the wall type of scenario, and we got the kitchen sink from them.
Right.
And it was good to see that on the road. I wasn't happy kind of after the game, and I was happy with the win because historically Tupelo has not won at Starkville.
Right.
There's not many times. You probably can count on one hand how many times Tupelo's ever won in Starkville. But to get that win there is pretty good statement. But to get the win and you don't play well, I don't feel like we played our best. I felt like we were kind of flat. I felt like they got after us. We didn't get after them. But a kind of light popped up and we played and we won and we escaped in a hostile territory. So, sometimes you're going to play games like that, and winning that game, I think it could be a letdown for this week, which I don't think so, but also I could see it being a turning point, turning up for us because we didn't play well. I don't think we did. And usually if a team don't play well, they turn around and play better the next week. So it's good to be here. Going back on that game, like I said, come out slow. They had a great game. They did everything they did on offense and defense they had not done all season. So they'd always been, hey, we're going to play our 4-2-5, cover everybody, let our linebackers kind of watch and rush the quarterback with their D linemen. They went 3-4 or 3-3, then 4-3, and they blitzed the house. They wanted Jeremiah to get the ball off like that, and they had a great game plan for it. We had not seen it from them. And so that was a kind of an adjustment. And on offense, they out physicaled us for a little while on offense. And
they had a great running game.
A running back hadn't touched the ball all season. He'd been playing linebacker. And we look out there like, I ain't seen this kid. Who's this number 7 kid? And he runs 200 yards on us, And so they had a good game plan. They got after us. We adjusted. But we had some big plays sometimes of the game. I mean, and you go to the second half, the two offensive plays, the double pass from DP to Tyreek was a big play, and we scored on that drive. But the biggest offensive play, that screen play, that we called at the perfect time. They'd been blitzing, and they finally sent the house, and Quay Middlebrook's gone. And huge play for us right there. Then it was time for our defense to make a statement. You know, I mean, we kind of challenged our defense. You know, we gave up 17 points. That's the most we've given up all season. And I hope that kind of lets us play with a chip on our shoulder this week. But as you saw, we forced 2 fumbles, you know, in the fourth quarter to kind of seal the deal. You know, they had a chance to score at one time. We forced a fumble, and on that last drive of the game, you know, Jermaine Scott makes a heck of a play right there on a forced fumble and recovery, and it was, there's some guys that did play well, but it was good to leave with a win, number one.
You know, one of the differences between that game and Oxford, you guys went deep both games in the passing game. In Oxford, you made those connections. Against Starkville, you missed just an inch.
You're exactly right. It was just an inch. If we connect on, there's 3 plays that I can remember where there were deep balls. If we catch, they're touchdowns. You know, it was just an inch. And that happens. You know, it's a game. They call it a game of inches, and sometimes that inch is for you, sometimes it's against you, and it wasn't. So we couldn't big play them, and that's what Starkville's head coach said. It was like, look, y'all are an explosive team, big play team. We want to prevent the big play and make y'all be simple, and they did a good job of doing that.
Did their rush affect that?
Yeah, absolutely it did. You know, sending more than you can block, and also what they were doing underneath, because you know they knew we needed certain time to get the ball down the field, and they were doing a good job picking up our intermediate stuff with our running backs and our H-backs. They would kind of switch it up. Hey, we're going to act like this linebacker's going to cover him, but we're going to switch him and this linebacker would. Right. So they did it. They had a good game plan for that, like I said, kudos to them with that game plan they had.
Up until about the fourth quarter, we had talked about Gideon Deep being the player of the game. I mean, he had some incredible punts, his kickoffs, his field goals. I thought that might have been his best game of the year.
It was. He probably could have even had, if we kick a field goal at the end, bad luck right there. We get a chop block and a hold on the 2-yard line. The game's over because we're about to put it in the end zone, scoring a touchdown, and you know, for you fans right there, that wasn't a chop block. You know, it's part of it. Going to enemy territory, you're gonna get that sometimes. But getting 2 calls like that, you know, it was like, and that's what I kind of told our team after the game was like, look, guys, you know, as you see, we're not promised anything. We could have been, I don't know, say we got comfortable like right there, but you feel it like, hey, the game's about to be put away. It's about to be over. Boom, boom, 2 penalties. We miss a field goal. They got the ball right there with 2 minutes left to go score, and it's like, man, you know. And so, but going back to Gideon, his punts were huge. His kicks were good, and you know it was impressive to see the special teams duel between their punter and our punter.
Their punter had a pretty good game.
He did. He's one of the best in the nation, and it was good. They made each other better, you know. And Gideon, like I told you, he's been a weapon. I mean, if our season, our success for this season, a lot of it's going to depend, you know, not putting pressure on him right there, but he could be our defensive player of the year just because where he puts teams at.
Right. Looking forward now, Madison Central. They had a close game this past weekend with Clinton, came up a little short. What do you see from them? What are some of the keys to playing them?
Man, you see a well-coached team, a well-oiled machine, a team that's not much drop-off from last year. You know, their system they got, it's, you know, you see a football program. Right. You don't see a football team. From top to bottom, you see that you can tell their strength and conditioning, you can tell their X's and O's, you can tell their culture is good. You know, last year's team, I say this, usually the best team in the state of Mississippi don't win the state championship, going into it. They were. I can say last year they were the best team in the state of Mississippi and they deserve to win it. Sometimes it's not the case.
Right.
And so fast forward to this year, returned their quarterback, which was a Division I quarterback. It's very, really good. One of the top, probably the best, one of the top receivers in the state. He's a special kid. He's a kid that you really can't. It's hard to cover one-on-one. Really can't. He can beat you by himself. They lost a good portion of their O-line from last year, but they're still good. They returned one of their best running backs. So on offense, they do a lot of things schematically to kind of put you in the bind. They're going to play with H-backs and tight ends or 2 tight ends and spread those receivers out, and they're going to run, play action. And, it's just they're going to be back and forth with it. They want you to say, hey, we're going to sell, run, but the big play is going to be because it's over the top because they have, an all-world receiver.
Right.
So I really like what they do. They remind us of us a little bit, but a little bit more run heavy. And defensively, they're just so athletic. They run a 3-4 like we do on defense. You know where they're going to be. Athletic on the D-line, athletic at linebacker, athletic at DB. They're just everywhere. They're good at covering space. And they're great on special teams. They're probably the most complete team that we've seen to this point, if that makes sense. Starkville last week is probably the most talented team. But Madison has got talent, but they're complete. All 3 phases of the game. And so that's what you see. They've obviously got a lot of pride. And we'll see. We'll see. This is the first time we've played them here. I think we played them in the playoffs. 2013. I don't remember the last time we've actually beat them.
It was that year.
We beat them in 2013. And so, I know that bus ride going down there affected us. We'll see. We'll see what that bus ride's like in our atmosphere this week.
It's going to be a great one. Coach, it's homecoming week, which means it's Spirit Week. We have our homecoming parade today at 4 o'clock downtown. We'll be sure to go out and do that. It's always packed, lining up the streets downtown. It's a fun time. You get into homecoming. You like to dress up. Have you had a favorite day so far?
Yesterday, T-Day. I've been more impressed with what my daughter has gone as every day.
Well, we know
she's awesome. Yesterday for T-Day, I went as E.T. So I had the eyes with the blanket over me, and Evie went as tired. She looked like a woman that just got out of bed. But you'll see the pictures. Today she went as it was Y2K day. She went as the Y2K Beanie Baby doll.
Nice.
The polka dotted. It's impressive. We're obviously got some suits going forward that we've got for the other days, and I always like to have fun with it. I've seen some cool ones on campus this week, and it's just been fun to see my wife gets into it just as much as I do, or Evie does, and so I got to show you that picture here in a little bit of her in the Y2K Beanie Baby. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. Well, Coach, huge game Friday night. Another test for us. They're all tests now.
Statement game.
That's right. We're 7-0, looking to go 8-0. Again, 7 o'clock kickoff, homecoming, and all the homecoming festivities will be at half. Coach, good luck this week. And hopefully we'll have a packed house on the blue turf. For Coach Ty Hart and I'm Greg Ellis, this is Gridiron Takes.